Welcome back to another day of Hasbro Con with a toy kind of mood. And it's day 2. We've had quite a lot to bit, and oh yeah, and we're in a bad mood for real.
Yeah,
like we're in a bad mood about the obvious thing behind me, but not only that, we recorded an hour, a tremendous conversation. I'm Travis Moody, and
so good.
As you can see, Ronnie isn't here today, but we got a special guest, my man Kevin. Hey, it's ironic because we met at Target.
Yeah.
So, but if you want to hear the whole story, we'll have the audio file for you. We have a whole hour. We go really deep into Hasbro PulseCon, especially between Target, Fiasco, Hasbro, G.I. Joe. If you're an action figure fan and love G.I. Joes, you've already heard about it already. But we go really in depth. It was a beautiful conversation. If you're walking around the park, driving somewhere, take a look. We'll have the audio file for you. But in the meantime, we're going to do a quick show, rapid fire, go through the stuff. Speaking of bad moods, Kevin, KJ, first introduce yourself, and then let's talk Joes.
Okay, I am Kevin Jahi Johnson. I'm also known as KJ Johnson. I am a toy enthusiast and collector. I met Travis at Target. We were both toy hunting baroness, and we've been bros ever since. That's the very short version. Day 2 of Hasbro Con. Things started off at the crack ass of morning at 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern. And it was the Joe panel, and one thing led to another, basically. And now here we are, again.
Yeah, again. It's a third bad mood. So, yeah, the bad mood strikes because, once again, Hasbro is dealing with Target. They don't listen to their fans, or if they do, they don't care. They didn't address it. The panel was actually amazing.
Oh, yeah.
I went like 4.5. If you know my Bible scores, aka the stars, I went 4.5 out of 5 up until we saw the word
Target. Boo.
boom, 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 boom.
That meant everything we saw at that moment was going to be gone, like evaporated, as
Dead
if
and
it
gone.
was. Yes. So. But yeah, I'm right there with you. It was a great panel. Zartan, fresh out the gate, looked amazing. A classic update. They didn't stray too much from the formula. And then they brought out the Cobra Infantry. We were very excited. People have been asking for a non-exclusive trooper for a long time. The price has been going up. $50, $75. Now they're all the way up to $100. And now that we have the Cobra Infantry, it's closer to the Sunbow, a Real American Hero colors, a lighter blue scheme. Less accessories, so no armband, no goggles, not even the long rifle, but you still get the knife, the 2 pistols, the assault rifle. So if you still want a troop build, now's your chance. They were available at Entertainment Earth, Big Bad Toy Store, Dorkside, Amazon's got them, Walmart's got them. So yeah, now's a good time to be a Joe fan. Yeah, it was feeling great until what, Travis?
Until the Cobra Island came back. As soon as we saw Firefly, we were like, whoa, it looks beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
But then we saw the sand and those blades of grass, and we knew our destiny right from there.
Yeah, like a sense of dread started seeping in.
Target. So yeah, look, going back to Zartan real quick, he does have the Invisipin tech, monkey paw, snakehead, swamp design, all full, the extra Mindbender face in the backpack.
Yeah.
So that was dope. And the box logo and art from Tony Daniels.
Oh, goodness.
Top-notch DC comic artist. And then when we go back to Target, coming off all that hotness, we're like, whoa, urban camo, Firefly looking dope. We got the goggles, got the dynamite, the burned face, even
scars.
Wow, this was like Mafex level, quality on a $20 toy. And we're all excited. Backpack with the bomb drone, data pad, the blaster, and then Target.
What really hurts about this is that one of the best figures I've seen in this line, period, is that damn Cobra Viper. I love the paint apps on it. I love just the look of it. Even with the handkerchief it has, the goggles on top of the helmet with the visor is like so cheesy, right? But it's just a lot of fun. Yeah, it's classic. Yeah. But
yeah, just to jump on that, they even did a close-up, Lenny, the designer, and they showed the shiny visor, even the goggles had the little lens going on the black. And then, yeah, just you were excited because it's the first time we saw built-in mags in this line.
Yes, removable mags. Like just that level of detail. I wish that was throughout the entire line from the jump, but now that I've got introduced to the Viper, I couldn't wait to get my hands on it. Little did I know that I would not be getting my hands on that at all because I am not bought piece of software that just bombards Target's website and leaves little to no hope to anyone else. So yeah.
Yeah, well, even with the blast effect ports and the rifle blaster, we are not gathering this Cobra in our possession. And it was crazy because we only saw 4 Cobras, and we were actually quite okay with that. If you want to know our thoughts on the retro line, listen to the podcast. Neither one of us is really too deep in the retro line. We're sticking to classified, but we did cover that. We also noticed that, yeah, no Joes were here. There was a rumored wave 3 with Lady J and whatnot. We didn't see any of that, but we'll have to see on the next Fan First Friday. Just one more bit on G.I. Joe before we move on. There was a really good thing was the tribute they had to the artist.
Yes, to Hector Garrido, who did the packaging art for the original 1982, 83, 84 lines. They looked fantastic. He had been a classic pulp novel artist, and then Hasbro basically recruited him for the G.I. Joes, and that was that type of art that led others into collecting these figures, these vehicles way back in the day, inspired other people to go into art for themselves. So it was a lovely, touching tribute they did for him.
Yeah, even books that were kickstarted that were just based that had all his art in it, those are like completely sold out. Like one I know, like a year or two ago, some guy ran a Kickstarter based on his art, and that is gone, just like Target exclusives. All right, let's get a little silly. We saw some Zoids. Neither one of us cared that much.
I think Zoids is something that you need to get checked for during your physical. But other than that, I think you'll be fine. So yeah, the kids love them, and then we love the kids. We're all the kids. So have fun with your Zoids. You need them.
We had Ghostbusters. I made a little post. Everyone went at me because I said it was one of those things I don't care about, and
including
everyone
me.
was. Yeah, that was funny to read all the responses, and then everyone's posting, here's the 10 nerd things I don't care about. And then it just went into like, Doctor Who and Back to the Future and all this other stuff that people cherish and love. But the Ghostbuster did have a pretty solid panel, but we'll run through it really quickly. I didn't check it out as a non-current fan. I grew up with the cartoon, the real Ghostbusters, and in the Ray Parker song I loved. But as far as what we saw in the panel, what would you say were the highlights?
Highlights would be the Ghost Popper for any of the kids who remember having that. You didn't have the Neutron wand. You probably had one of those, and you can just keep popping little ecto puffs at people. And I also think the Ecto 1 on the Plasma series, the 6-inch Plasma series, that was originally a tie-in to Ghostbusters Afterlife, which was supposed to come out this past July in time for San Diego Comic-Con, but has since been moved. Jason Reitman, who is the son of original director Ivan Reitman, introduced the car, fantastic paint apps, but once again, it is a Target exclusive, which means you could only possess it theoretically. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so that was a silly bad mood, and now we'll go to mild mood. I'm not the biggest Power Rangers fan in the world. I did go and watch like the 3 or 4 seasons. I grew up with, of course, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. But I went and during the quarantine, I was like, my buddy Dave likes it and a couple other people. Let's jump in. So I jumped in with a few things. Dino Thunder was a highlight for me, among others. But what from the panel would you say was stood out for you today? I know we did start off with what I thought were some of the worst looking figures of the year.
Oh, be nice. Be nice, Travis. Okay, so you're talking about the Power Rangers Retro line, which is a tribute to the Automorphin or Fliphead figures that Bandai did. So you have the Ranger helmets, you flip them, and then you have their civilian heads. I see you grimacing on the other side there. But the fact of the matter is that a lot of people who are fans, like those were like the first figures that they could get. In my case, those were the first ones I could afford until I could save up and get the bigger Bandai Ranger figures. So I have a soft spot in my heart for the retro line, even though it is
do
uglier than the Bandai figures. I won't lie; they are hard to
Yeah.
love, right? But what else caught your eye during that panel?
Oh, okay. So actually, crazy enough, I did buy a Power Ranger today, but as a gift. So
Oh,
I got that really cool metallic, almost carbonized pink Ranger.
okay,
That
yeah.
was quite the thing. I know we had some fun in the chat with the translucent photos. It was like, oh, a little bit of hey
What do
now
I see
going on
there?
here.
I don't
Yeah.
judge, so it's fun.
But I'm sure Ariana will enjoy it. She's 11 years old and loves the Power Rangers. So it seemed like a Hasbro Pulse exclusive that's not super expensive and able to get. So I was, it's pretty great gift that I was able to get there.
Okay,
Among
yeah.
that, the Lightning collection did look good. I'm a big Tommy fan. So the Green Ranger was pretty sweet looking. But what else stuck out with you?
I would say three things. One, you had the new versus packs, so people who want to collect more of the line, they can do so quicker with those 2 packs. That's going to be a lot of great. They have brought back the monsters, so you have King Sphinx, you have Pumpkin Rapper, so you have more bad guys for your Rangers to fight. And what was really cool, as far as going back to packaging, you actually had these black variants. So you had like black packaging for the Z Putty, new Lord Zed Putty, for the new solo pack for the Green Ranger, the red Dino Thunder Ranger. You had some cool stuff. And of course, those repacks can be found exclusive to Target. So yeah, we're seeing a lot of stuff go to Target from Hasbro, and I think if they're going to keep doing that, then it needs to be something like the repackaged Lightning Collection from Power Rangers, where fine, if you want the exclusive packaging, you can get that at Target, but you still want those figures, you can go to other places and get those, right? If we're talking to the point where you have a core character in the line, like the Baroness, like Firefly, and the only place you can get it is Target, those are going to be gaping holes in your collection. And I just don't think that's good for the fans. I don't think that's good business, because now you have resentment at Target. Like I start getting a little PTSD whenever I see Target. I'm like, oh, like I'm convulsing. And it hurts the culture, right? Because now this is stuff that we can't get without paying the iron price. Like here's my trooper right here. Here's my Cobra Trooper. I'm very proud of this, but it cost me $60. And I'm glad I have it in my collection, but I'm never doing that again. And I'll be damned if I have to do that for Firefly or for the Cobra Viper. So it just may have to sit on my collection, because I'm not gonna encourage scalping. I'm not gonna encourage these scalpers. And if need be, if they get released on Pop Finder, like you showed me as my toy Yoda, toy Yoda. Anyway, like I'll hunt them down and I'll send them to friends of mine, because that's what heroes do, Travis.
Isn't that what I told you in the toy owl? And I said, not all heroes wear capes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
When we first met at Target, what a
Yeah.
wonderful day that was for all of us.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Let's do it again. We got to do it for Firefly and Viper. So
I need it. I need them both. I need 3 Cobra Vipers. 4. Okay, 3. I need 3.
Okay. Well, the scalping, and then there's also army building. So that's a whole new podcast. Hey, but look, that's a great segue, because next week we will have Robert back. Ronnie had some kid stuff. Hey, such as life happens on Hasbro Pulse. No emergencies, but he'll be back next week, and our editor, Robert, will be back. And we'll talk actually retail. We'll talk about the different stores. We'll talk about the way they handled the orders, and it's perfect timing coming off Hasbro PulseCon, because we've had such a beautiful weekend, and it would all kind of barrel down to this. But look, let's channel all that energy that we met to some good mood.
Oh, time for good mood, huh?
Yeah, finally. After some mild bad moods and silly bad moods, we have a good mood overall. And what's funny is Transformers began with a weird mood, because they went into the War for Cybertron Siege look back behind the scenes with, who were the 2 producers?
It was FJ DeSanto, and the second one escapes me. Forgive me.
That's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure he's watching this and he'll be pissed. But but look, they took a look back after the silly Zoids 5-minute thing, whatever it was. And then the problem is we could not get over the travesty of knowing that at 5 p.m. Eastern, we were going to have to deal with Target exclusives. So we kind of like, our brains were not there for a very dense look back at such a great Netflix series, the 6 episodes, of course, of War for Cybertron. But the greatness of this panel cut back to G1, cut back to Prime with their 10th anniversary. And we indulged in the voices that inspired the generations of these Transformers fans with Peter Cullen and Frank Welker, of course, who is Megatron and Optimus Prime himself. So this was just a beautiful moment. You want to just share a quick bit on this?
Yeah, they kicked off with Greg Berger, voice of Grimlock, was a personal favorite of mine. And then
Me no like Target exclusive.
Bah, weep, grana, weep, ninny Target. But it was just really touching, a back and forth between Frank Welker, who voiced Megatron, among many others, and Peter Cullen, who up until recently was the voice of Optimus in all the different shows and the Michael Bay films. And the new guy who voices Optimus on Siege does a great job. Forgive me, because I'm blanking on that name as well. We're
good.
Okay.
We're fine. We'll move on.
Props to that dude. Yeah.
So anyway, it was cool to watch them talk. They had they brought, you know, nerd tears to our eyes with some of the monologue and dialogue and the capturing the character voices. Of course, Cullen had a very strong last speech to end it, and I lost it, bro. I'm not going to even lie to you. But they went from that wonderful voice actors panel and shifted over, showed us some toys. And of course, they stuck with Prime with this 10th anniversary, and they showed kind of like the sharp edges of these new design figures, and they're bringing some of those back with the different built-in weapon anatomy. They showed War Breakdown, Jet Viacon, some of the Arms Micron, the 2-pack. This was unreleased in the U.S. market. It's going to have different colors. They also showed a reissue of Voyager Prime Megatron as well. So and it comes with Arms Microns, and then we also had Hades and Gorilla Micron. So yeah, there was that for Prime, and then moving on to the beef of this whole thing, because we are in the midst of going to Earthrise with the next Netflix series. They showed us a wonderful trailer, as you can see some of the video on screen. Just a quick bit on the trailer. How did it make you feel? What'd you take from it?
It seems like they're keeping that same approach that they had in Siege. It's going to be grittier. It's going to be deeper. They were not playing any games of Siege, and I don't think they will with Earthrise. And it was a really tantalizing bit. They closed with the Ark, right? And so you're going to see that they're going to be touching some of the same aesthetic touchstones as the 1986 animated film, but we don't exactly know how. We have clues because a lot of the Earthrise toys have that classic G1 aesthetic, which I love, which so many of us are fan favorites of. I have a couple of the Siege figures. I'm getting all these Earthrise figures, man. And then that's not even counting the third leg of the War for Cybertron trilogy, which is just going to make my wallet hurt even more. So tell me what you think about the Beast Wars inspired line Kingdom coming from Transformers.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So after we saw the Earthrise trailer, it made sense to show us because the toys, like fashion goes, they're coming before the show. So they showed us the 25th anniversary of Beast Wars with the new Earthrise poster, and it's got a time paradox. So we are going to see the G1 kind of like we did then, but this time we're going to see them simultaneously in part of the story. So we're going to see the G1 and the Beast Wars characters. We're not going to run through all of them to just save for time because we did that on the podcast. But there were any stick out for you as far for me, as far as Beast Wars, I consider myself a little lucky because I wasn't there. Was it like 95 or something? 96-ish. I was not there at that time to watch that. I was doing something else, probably something really bad. But but you know, just playing sports, being outside. But I'm a G1 guy. What can I say? But I did watch it during the quarantine. I watched a ton of Transformers, ton of G.I. Joe, and I liked it. I liked it a lot, but I didn't grow up with the love of it. Of course, it looks very dated, but the characters are really cool, and they're amazing figures. The box art itself with the wraparound artwork
dude.
And
great.
Showing the Beast vehicle on the front, and then of course you have your robot figure inside. Dude, that's a hard one to even take out of the pack. But of course, it's a Transformer, and there's so many, and you've got to. And the endless possibilities. Trust me, these are not easy to shy away from, even if you're not in love with Beast Wars.
It's going to hurt trying to get your hands on all these. The Beast Wars are fan favorites. Even the stuff they were doing with Maximus Primal looked amazing. The Beast class of Megatron, so much of this stuff is sold out on Pulse in the aftermath of day 2.
Wow, okay.
But you still have some fan favorites. The core class like Rat Trap. Yeah, but Cyclonus, I'm going after Cyclone. I have it, and if I can order it again, I'm gonna order it again, man. I'm gonna do it. But it's a lot of fun. A G-Tor, what is it? Vertebrax. We can go on and on and on.
Yeah,
once again,
Dracorex. We had the Fossilizer, Paleotrex, the Warpath. Yeah, a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and we once again go in depth in the podcast. But it's a great time to be a Transformers fan, but it's also a scary time for your wallet. So let me just put it there.
And I'm enjoying all you guys spending habits with Transformers. Look, I've got the Sleep Mode Prime, and that's we're hope to see Zombie Prime in this Earthrise Netflix series. So that'll be fun. That is the Amazon exclusive I did get, but we'll see what happens down the line. If I watch more of this War for Cybertron, it's going to be hard to stay away from the line.
Yeah,
Look, let's just wrap this one up. People can listen to the whole Giant. We did an hour. We went really in depth. We told a lot of stories about Target. We went through the whole fiasco, but let's wrap this day 2 up. And also the infamous Bible score. Got to get you to grade it.
No. It's still, I would put it as 4 out of 5 Bibles. I think that the Joe team did an excellent job. I wish they would work out the politics of why some of these highly sought after figures are still ending up at Target, where they just evaporate and they're not going to last on the pegs. These are harsh times right now. So we have people even inside the store. The employees are probably in on it. It's hard to get our hands on this stuff. Oh, yeah. Some people have been running off the line. And what helps me is that there's certain things that I was able to get. I was able to get the Snake Eyes Deluxe today. So that was a lot of fun. I know you already had it, but you had yours first and you got to enjoy yours. So I don't want to hear anything.
Well, I did pay $100 more on eBay. I know we said not to support scalpers, but this was back in March when I got my stimulus. You know what I mean? Hey, what are you gonna do? I got stuff, lots of stuff.
I won't even tell you how many Cobra Infantry figures I've already pre-ordered. 9. I pre-ordered 9. But
I got 1.
Okay. But I would say everything. A lot of the passion from Ghostbusters panel, Power Rangers, Tenacious D rocking the house. If it wasn't for this blasted Target exclusive, it would have gotten 5 out of 5 Bibles out of me. What about you, Travis?
Ooh, okay. So you did give it a 4 out of 5, which was my day 1 score. All right, I gotta do a separate score for G.I. Joe.
Break it down.
I gotta break it down because I would have given this panel, even without showing any Joes, I would have given, and spending a lot of time in the retro line whatnot, I would have gave it at least 4 1/4 or 4 1/2. And then as soon as we knew they were going up on Target at 5
Cobra
o'clock.
Island, yeah.
Oh, and I scoured the internet for hours after this was over, went through all of social media. I barely saw any. I'm seeing a few people claim that they did get a Firefly or a Viper or 2 of them, but they also said they did weird things like go on the app and say Cobra Island Firefly. Like, who the hell? He's like the one person out of a million that would know to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, not write G.I. Joe Classified, but write Cobra Island Firefly. Like, wow, congratulations for being the one genius. Like, I don't know. You got lucky, but we could go on and on. I'll just be pissed all day.
There were the Wonka tickets, man. It was Willy Wonka and the Cobra Island factory, for all I know. Yeah.
But if anything in this classified goes to Target, panel automatically gets a 1. So I do the 1 plus the 4 1/2, and then in the middle we got something like a 275-ish kind of number there. So whatever. My math's all over the place. I don't care. But yeah, I can't even go a 3 out of 5 for G.I. Joe because you're not letting me pre-order. At least let me try to pre-order against other fans. Not if it's sold within 5 seconds, it's from the bots.
Yeah.
So then, I'm not the biggest fans of, I totally skipped Ghostbusters, but I'm not the biggest fan of Power Rangers, but I thought the presentation was cool.
Okay.
it was fine. I give that like a 3.25. And then Transformers I loved. I give it a 4, even though I'm not buying actively the toys. The toys look wonderful. The panel with the voice actors was tremendous. Yeah, so I give that overall between those 3 panels, I give it a 4. So if you go 4, 3, 3.75, I think we're around somewhere around a 3 overall, or a 3 let's go 3.25 overall, because
That sounds healthy.
what they did show at GI Joe, even those 4 Cobras, was like top of the line for a $20 figure, but it's just obtaining them that we're going to be seeing each other who knows when at a Target at like 6:30 in the morning or something like that.
Yes. Hello, Target, my old friend. It's gonna be.
I
It's gonna
hope
be hectic.
Mario is there. I hope Super Mario is there from NoHo.
Yeah. Shout out to Mario. He knows. Those of you who know, you know.
He'll create the line. He'll create the Comic-Con line.
No, I think this was a great celebration of the culture of toy collecting while we celebrate the art, while we celebrate the sculpture of it, the toy photography. I've had a lot of fun. It's been an honor and a pleasure to meet folks as yourself, and also trading kit bash recipes with other fans on Facebook, on Reddit, starting to paint, starting to customize and mod these figures. It's a lot of fun, man. It's playtime to the next level, and this PulseCon was like the culmination of that. So I had fun, and I'm not going to let that little minor tidbit that's keeping me from 2 amazing figures ruin everything else for me. So that's where I'm at with it.
I love that, man. I love that. So anyway, hey, while we did start off bad, we wound up good overall. Hasbro PulseCon did bring it. The Star Wars and Marvel Legends totally brought it. It was a great day 1. Day 2 was also, hey, I got to represent for Transformers. I'm real excited for the next Netflix series, and it was an overall solid day. A lot of people got Zartan, and they finally got it themselves a Cobra Trooper. So
yeah,
it might not be exactly the same, but they did. So hey, look, we're all over the place, but that's because we're a toy kind of mood. For KJ, I'm Travis Moody. We'll see you next week.
Peace.